When the first families came, there were different ages of kids that came on board to the homesteads in the early days. Some were young like you, and some were born there like your brother and sister. But there were also families that had older children when they came. I would like for you to show us an example of some of the shoes that from that period that show the hardships that they were enduring before they came to the homesteads.
A lot of people did have it really hard at that particular time in history, and this shoe is just absolutely worn out. You can see that this is the original sole, this is the second sole, this is the third sole, this is the fourth sole that's been put on here. It's been nailed on, and the heels are just worn off. You can see there's a hole all the way through, worn here. And this one shows where it was totally worn off the bottom, been resoled several times, and newspaper folded up and put inside so that the nails didn't hurt the feet, or in this part where there wasn't any sole, they could still wear it, and if they kept their foot down, maybe nobody would know. But a lot of families were really hurting before they came to the homesteads. It's hard for us to imagine that people could and would wear shoes in this shape, but some of them didn't even have a pair of shoes.
I've heard where people would get a new pair of shoes every year, or strive to get a new pair of shoes for the children every year. Was that something you think most of the homesteaders could do before they came to the homesteads?
Probably not before they came. I would think.
Do you think that much wear on a pair of leather shoes would have been done by a single child?
Probably not. Probably not. I don't believe with all the scuffing that a kid can do, I don't believe that could have been worn off in 1 year.
Did they wear the shoes all the time?
No. No, they didn't.
When would they have worn them?
When they dressed up, or in cold weather.
But as far as summertime?
Summertime, go barefooted from... I can remember kids taking off their shoes in March at school when it was still cold, but just anxious to get out and run, and then their feet would get really hard, and I imagine those tough feet, when they put the shoes on in the wintertime that had nails in them like these do, they could stand that a lot better than we could today, because there's no way we could walk with shoes with nails in them like that.
Try to get a close-up of them a little bit. Can you show them again?
That's just totally worn off. So that child was, and this is worn off more here than it is over here. So this child was not walking straight. He was walking like that. But this one is this just unbelievably. And I think it's interesting to note the number of knots that are in the shoestrings, and you can see they're just totally worn out, and probably before they stopped wearing them, there weren't any strings any higher than that. I don't know. I would think probably a kid most of the time, even in the wintertime, would have rather gone without shoes as to wear that.